Gfuel's released a stainless steel shaker. Today we'll be testing to see if it actually keeps your drink colder longer. YouTube, welcome to the channel. My name's Jason. Here on this channel I do food and product reviews. Like I said, I have the stainless steel shaker that Gfuel has released. It is the Hornet shaker, they call it, because it's Charlotte Hornet colors. Personally, I'm not a basketball fan, so I call it my Miami Nights, because it kind of matches the Miami Nights can, right? I don't know. I don't call it anything. It's my shaker. It's my go-to shaker now. Like, I really like this shaker. It's obviously a little heavier than, say, your normal shaker, because it's stainless steel. But for me so far, I mean, if I pour a Gfuel in the morning, I drink it within 5 to 10 minutes. So I haven't really noticed any difference, but I just like using this one so much better. It is taller than your normal shaker, but they both hold 16 ounces of fluid in there. And you can see it comes with like a little handle so you can carry it with you, hook it onto like a carabiner. And I had mentioned in my previous videos, like, well, who would want to keep their Gfuel cold that long? Like I said, I drink it right away. But I guess if you're making it, say you're mixing one up for work or school or something, you could have it already ready to go and take it, and we'll see. Is it going to still be cold 4 to 5 hours later? Well, we're going to test that today and see how long this will stay cold. So I'm going to fill these both up. I'm going to put sage mode in both of these and probably like 5 ice cubes in each of these, and then just let them sit here. And we'll check them like every half hour to see, is the ice melting the same in both of them? And is there any difference in the coolness? And at what point do we notice a difference that this one should stay colder longer? Let's give you a look at this first. There is your top. There is your lid on it. Obviously not the same as your normal Gfuel lid because you got this handle for a carabiner there. And then you have a different little shaker in there compared to your normal one. Your normal one has like this little loop handle on it. It's almost like a spinner top. Actually, you probably could use it as a spinner. Let's see. Get it where you can see it. I mean, that's kind of cool. So there's a look at that mixer, whatever you want to call this inside. Your spinner top. And then a look inside your stainless steel shaker. Obviously, it's a little taller, but it's because the stainless steel is a little thicker, so it's insulated, so it helps keep your drink supposedly colder longer. And there you can kind of see it on the side. Your ounces and milliliters over there. All right, well, let's go get some Gfuel on these, and like I said, about 5 ice cubes per cup. All right, so I have 5 ice cubes in both of these. So both filled the same. We'll put 16 ounces of water in each of these. Let's see what time it is. It is 7:17, so we'll come back in 30 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 minutes. And we'll check them at that point.
30 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so we're only like 12 minutes in. I'm not gonna taste them, but I found my little thermometer gun. So I'm gonna take a reading to begin with, because there shouldn't be much change in the temperature as of yet. So we can see if that drops any. This one's at 31.3. Let's try this one again. 31.5, if you can see that. So pretty darn close. All right, it's been 30 minutes, 7:47. You see all the ice underneath there. Same thing with that one. Just checking in different spots because I'm getting anywhere from 29. Now I'm at 32, and that was pretty consistent. Come on. 32.2 on that one. Let's give it 30 degrees. Come on, where is it? So it was going anywhere from 29 to 30 as I move it around, try to get different areas. And I'm not going to shake them up either. I'm going to see, does the stainless steel affect it in any way that you don't have to shake it? Does it keep the powder from settling? which you can already see it on the bottom there, but all right, we'll shake them. Because by shaking them, is this gonna make them cooler with the ice? So I'm just gonna try them without shaking them. It's delicious. It almost seemed like this one is a little cooler. Obviously, the temperature we're taking, I don't know, it was fluctuating. They're pretty similar right now, 30 minutes in. So we'll come back again in another 30 minutes, which it's now, keep moving that, 7:51. So we'll come back in 30 minutes and see where we're at that point. Okay, so we're at 8:22 now. It's been an hour. Let's open these up. Still ice cubes in here. They're getting a little smaller. Maybe they're just a touch bigger in this one. Let's see, is there any difference in temperature now an hour later? I'm getting about the same. Actually, I'm getting less now, like 29 degrees in both of them. So I don't know how accurate that's gonna be just because the ice cubes are sitting on the top. So I will give them not a big shake, just a little, obviously to get the powder going a little bit. I don't want the ice to cool it down too much, but just to get so I'm not sipping right at the top where all the ice has been sitting. Still ice cold over here an hour later. And this should be too because there's still ice in there. Like, it's cold. Still, if this was the only shaker I had an hour later, that'd be perfectly fine. I can tell there's the slightest bit difference. Like, this is colder. But this is still, like, this is ice cold. This is just cold. Just not quite as, I mean, obviously shooting it with the gun, I mean, maybe can we get any temperature off the side? Probably not. Yeah, and that's one thing. So shooting the side, this is 39 degrees. This one, because it's insulated. 69 degrees on the outside of this, but yet it's colder inside. So as of an hour, the smallest amount of difference. So we'll wait another half hour. I think it's really gonna depend on how quickly the ice melts. That's when we're gonna start seeing the biggest difference. An hour in, we still have ice over here. Okay, so it's 8:54. We're now, what are we at? Like an hour and a half now into this. So in the winter white, you can see we got some little bits of cubes left. In our stainless steel, I mean, those are still good sized cubes. Those are gonna be lasting quite a while. Like I said, I don't wanna shake it up too much because I don't want the ice to affect, just wanna mix the drink around so I'm not just drinking on the top where the ice is. Still really cold. I mean, you'd be satisfied drinking that. It's not a warm Gfuel at all. Ice cold over here. The difference is starting to stand out more. This is like really cold. This is still fine. Like, I'm thinking the stainless steel might actually make it colder. This almost is like if you just made it, it's still about that cold. I think the stainless steel just, it's insulating it, and it's actually feels like it's making it colder inside. This one's 39 degrees to hold, and this one's 69 degrees. And this one's, you know, it's the another cat in here playing. The condensation on the outside to get your hands a little wet. You don't have that over here. Like I said, man, I really like these stainless steel shakers. I hope Gfuel puts some more out, put other colors, because I will be stocking up on stainless steel shakers. So we'll give it another half hour. We'll come back at the 2-hour mark. I think at the 2-hour mark is where we're gonna probably see there's gonna be no cubes left in here, or they're gonna be really small. And I think once that hits the 2-hour mark, once those cubes are gone, that's when the temperature is gonna be the biggest difference. But we'll see. Okay, hopefully I'm getting these times right. We're at the 2-hour mark now, right? I hope so. That's what I'm going with. We're at the 2-hour mark. And it looks like the cubes are gone over. Getting smaller in the stainless steel. They are gone over here. So no more ice cubes in the winter white. Stainless steel, they're getting smaller. They might hold out another hour. It's still cold. It's still an enjoyable drink. Forgot to give them a little shake, just to mix them up a little bit. I mean, it's cold enough that it's hurting my teeth. Or I have, I think, a filling that fell out. So it's hurting that over there on that side. Definitely, the difference between the two is getting more and more. It was 39 degrees over here. That should start going up because there's no ice. So now it's 43 degrees on the outside of this cup. This is going to be the same. This is just room temperature. 67 degrees. So that's just room temperature over here. So it's now is 2 hours in is where you're going to start seeing a difference. So if you're going somewhere where you want to make it up and you're going to not drink it for at least 2 hours, stainless steel is definitely the one you want to go with. But we'll come back at the 2.5 hour mark and see how much warmer this is going to get. At what point does it get to the point where you're like, ugh. Okay, hour and a half in. Obviously, we already know the winter white. Ice is already gone in it. We still have some ice in the stainless steel. Outside temperature is going up to 47 now. This one's still going to be room temperature, 68. Still cool, but obviously it's getting warmer. Still ice cold over here. 2.5 hours in, ice cold on this side. It's cool over here. Let's go to 3 hours. 10:21. So did we start at like 7:17? So it's been 3 hours now. We know this one's warm. Let's see what the outside temperature is. I mean, getting warmer, the ice is gone. So it's 54 degrees on the outside. Obviously, as the temperature of the drink inside goes down, that temperature on the outside is going to drop. Let's see. It wasn't working well earlier. $52 degrees. 3 hours in, we still have some ice cubes, so I don't know how much longer they're going to go. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go. I have stuff to do today. It's cool. It's not cold, just cool now. I think at the next point, probably the 3.5 mark, like you could still drink that and tolerate it. It's just, I don't think it's gonna make it to the 3.5. Then you're gonna be like, ugh. Still really cold. Like ice cold. So 3 hours in, this is starting to warm up now where it's not that great. This is still ice cold. And he's still in my face. So we will come back at the 3.5 mark. Maybe we'll go to 4. We'll see how much time I have. All right, it's now 10:50. We're at 3.5 hours. I think I'll do one more test. We'll go to the 4 hour mark and then we'll call it. Let's see if we still got some ice. Well, there's an ice cube right there. We know we don't have any ice over on this one. Still ice cubes in there at 3.5 hours. 55 degrees. 28 degrees. 55. It's like getting colder over here. I think he just loves being on YouTube. Okay. So this is now 55 degree Gfuel. Yeah. It's, I mean, you could still drink it. It's not awful. It's not super warm. But when you got 29-degree G Fuel over here, that's like ice cold. So we'll go 30 minutes longer. We'll go to the 4-hour mark, and then we'll call it so. I mean, because really, do you need to keep it colder than 4 hours? I mean, even if you took it to work, you're gonna have lunch probably the 4-hour mark. So that's probably as long as you need to keep it cold. I don't know. Okay, final test. We're at the 4-hour mark, 58 degrees. 4 hours in, we still have ice, getting much smaller. Maybe they'd last another hour. I'm still getting 28 degrees. 4-hour-old G Fuel. Yeah, 58 degrees. It's to the point, yeah, it's not very good anymore. This is where I would, yeah, I'd probably dump this out. I wouldn't drink it anymore. This one over here. It's ice cold. Literally tastes like I just made it. This one is still delicious. This shaker, again, if you're ever gonna make it and you need your G Fuel to sit for a while or you drink it really slow, this shaker is amazing. I absolutely love it. Worth the price. I will pick more up if G Fuel makes other stainless steel ones. Even if I'm just drinking G Fuel and I drink it right before I go to work, where I drink it within 10, 15 minutes, I'm still using this shaker. I just like the feel of it better. Again, this one, especially in the morning when it's cold, you make a cold, ice cold G Fuel, it's cold in your hand. It gets, you know, it's condensation on the outside. This is a little bigger. I think the lid, I feel like, goes on easier. It snaps a lot easier than these ones. To me, I just like these shakers. Leave in the comments below if you've tried it. Have you got the stainless steel yet? If you haven't, I highly suggest picking it up. Again, 4 hours in, absolute ice cold. The temperature has literally gone down in it a little bit. We started at about 30 degrees, I think it was in there. Now we're at 28 degrees after 4 hours. This one has gone up. We're at close to 60 degrees. It's almost doubled in temperature. So there you go. If you've enjoyed this video, smash that like button. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.